up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, well, I don't wanna jinx it, baby. Can't twist myself at the spine. Don't wanna overthink it, baby. It's just twist your body and mine. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, but I don't wanna jinx it, baby. Let's not get ahead of my time. Oh, but I don't wanna miss you, baby. So I stand up and speak my mind. Oh. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're chilling wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're channeling wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, 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 welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome to Bayou Sugar Garden, and I am Bayou Sugar, and welcome to our co-op meeting. Usually, my co-op meeting is held privately for members only, but today we've decided to allow you guys to sit in on our meeting today. So let me get a few things out of the way before we get started. For the ones that are members of the co-op, please make sure to type present in the chat so that we can have a record of you being here. And if you notice, I need to change the date on the agenda. I have the wrong date on there. Let me change it. Because it is currently not September, Lord help me. It is February 9th, 2025, and this is our first meeting for the month of February. And what is it saying? Yeah, I didn't even change the time, y'all. Let me update this. Give me 1 second to update our times so we can be Y'all won't be confused. Control V. I think that is. Okay, I'm gonna put that music on hold. Again, for those who are members of the co-op, please remember to type present as you are here entering in the chat so that we can have a record of all of our members here, as we need to have a certain amount of members here in order for this to be considered an official meeting. After I finish updating this time, I will take a vote. 6:15 to 7 to 7:15. Okay, so from 5 to 5:15, which is the time slot we're in now, we're doing our roll call for our members. If anyone has any announcements, please put them in the chat and I will read them. Or if you are a member and you have an announcement and you would like to come up and say your announcement, the link will be in the chat and you may do so at this time. So while everyone is coming in, I see that let me count my members. I have one, two, let's see, three, four, five, six. Country Hustle say hello, all listening in. Someone else said they listening in. Six. Okay, six, six, six. Okay, so we have six active members present, and according to our bylaws, we just need to have um, 50% of the active members present, and the number of active members that we usually have present is usually 7. So we have more than that. So this meeting can be officially called a meeting. So since we have met our quota, is it me or is the screen blurry? Oh, let me know if the screen is blurry for you guys. Let me see if I can blow it up some. Let me know if your screen is blurry, guys, on your end. Okay, Temple says she can see it. So we have officially have met our quota to call this an official co-op meeting. So this will be our official meeting number 13. If I can get a member to second the motion that this will be an official co-op meeting number 13. If I can get a second motion from a member in the chat, then we will begin. I'm thinking this will be a short meeting. Okay, I have a second from F.R. Humphrey and my Renaissance Grandma. Thank you both. So, officially, this has been this meeting is called to order as an official meeting for the co-op. Give me one second. Our secretary is trying to find the meeting. Let me give her a second to get in. So this is an official meeting. We do have met the quotas so that we can do this. This will not be I don't anticipate this being a long meeting. I don't even think that it will take the full hour because we have already finished our bylaws, and where we are with the point with our bylaws is having our liaison look over it and see if we need to add anything to it. Once he's done looking at it and reviewing it, and any questions or any suggestions that he have, I'll bring it back to you guys at our next meeting. And then once we're done with it, then we'll be able to file. Um, I'm hoping that we'll be able to pick a bank, or either just be able to narrow down some choices for banking options today, so that when we're ready to file, we'll have that money already in the bank and just be able to conduct it, the right way. Just trying to make sure that yeah, okay, you guys can see it. I had to make sure that we're still here. Okay, so if no one has any more announcements, we have about 2 more minutes. If no one has any announcements, I'll go ahead and proceed with our main purpose of our meeting today. Let me see if I can share this with her. Hey, Shamika, welcome in. We are meeting today for our co op to collaborate on banking options. And what we've decided to do is at the last meeting, we decided to everybody was going to go and do their own research and bring back suggestions for banks for our business. We are a nonprofit organization. Well, we will be once we file the paperwork. And so we're looking for a bank that will be suitable for us. So if any members um, have any suggestions for the banks that we should use in your research, you can put that in the chat, and or if you want to come up and explain the bank that you like to suggest and the reasons why, you can either come up or either put it in the chat. And for those of you who are just sitting in on the meeting, um, we want to open this meeting today as well for those who are in the general population, because we know some of you are business owners and you guys have experience with banking for your businesses. So if any of you have any suggestions of um, financial institutes that we can use for our organization, you can place those in the chat and give us a reason why you chose that or why you think that will be a good one for a business. I'll give you guys some time to put that information in the chat. And then once what we'll do is we'll go over all of the different suggestions and things and try to narrow the list down and make a decision. So we have a question from my Renaissance grandma. Says, does anyone think credit unions are better than banks? Okay, T, she said, I don't want to interrupt your meeting, but I'll send you some information via email and invite you later, everyone. Oh, you're fine, Tixie. The reason why we opened this meeting is because we wanted you guys to give your input, because right now we are a small number of members and some of us have financial institutions experience, but we know there's a lot of people in our community that have a lot of experience with financial institution as far as banking. So we want to get you guys' input. So that's the purpose of why we've opened this meeting, to not just be a members meeting, but also so we can get some input from y'all as well to help us out. So if you want to put it in the chat, TZ, that's fine. If you want to email it to me, that's fine. But you're welcome to stay. You don't have to leave. You're welcome to stay and put your input in, because that's the reason why we're doing this with this meeting. Normally it's a closed members only meeting, but um, we agreed to open it up to get to get you all's input on this information. And if anyone is interested in becoming a member of the co-op, because all skill sets are needed, like we need people with accounting experience, um, basically at gardening experience, of course. So we need all of those to make this work. So if you would like to become a part of it, we do have our application available. You can just email myself at bayousugargarden@gmail.com, and I can email you an application, or you can reach out to any of our members here, and you'll notice that they are here in the chat. My Renaissance grandma is our vice president. F.R. Humphrey is our treasurer. LGGG Love is our secretary. Kimberly Gilla is one of our members. Country Hustle is one of our members. Wonder Car Jones is one of our members. And Homesteader Rachel is one of our members. I'm trying to see the ones that that are here that you can reach out to in the chat should you want to become. And there's no fee for the application. You just put it in, and we'll review it and get back to you and let you know by the time we have the next meeting. Um, if your application was approved. And just so you guys know that you are always welcome to sit in on a meeting when you join the Sugar Mama membership. Joining the Sugar Mama membership does not automatically put you into the co-op. It just gives you access to the co-op information. You still have to put in the application to become a part of the co-op. Okay, so my Renaissance grandma says, does anyone think credit unions are better than banks? And in my personal experience, I don't know about um as far as a business wise, but I know it's better when you're doing it for individuals because it's more personable to me for credit unions. And once you're part of a credit union as an individual, then they do count that as a positive when they are trying to, they put that in consideration when they're giving you um when you're putting in an application for assistance. So I do know that, but as far as business wise, I don't know that. Let's see what you guys say in the chat. Country Hustle say not Fargo, so he is not voting for Wells Fargo. Kimberly says I think credit unions are better than banks. Yes. Okay, Teezy said, okay, credit union over a bank. I'm getting ready for the football. Oh, okay, enjoy the game. Enjoy the game. I don't know who you're going for, but enjoy the game. Hope they win. Devora is also one of our members, and she's present. Okay, gotcha. Welcome in, Jova Q. Welcome in. Thank you for being here. Let's see. So yeah, we all. It seems like we pretty much all of us kind of are leaning towards the same way where we're agreeing that credit unions are better than banks. Um, I haven't had an experience with the credit union as a business owner, as I said, but I've had experience with them as a individual banker, and there are more perks to a credit union than there are as a regular bank. And as an individual, like when I wanted my car loan, it was an easier process, and they kind of showed me well, not kind of, but they gave me a little bit more grace and a little bit more, for lack of a better word, favoritism when they were trying to help me get financed. Like I had a person that I could actually call or go up to the bank and talk to, and they would let you know that as a member, because I am a member, this is what you're privy to. Had I not been a member, I would not be able to get this certain percentage, you know. So, yeah, credit unions are much better for from my experience. So, um, from what I'm sensing from the general consensus, I'll put a poll in the chat for the members to vote to see if we are leaning more towards a um, credit union or bank. So let me put that here. And if you guys have any more questions or anything that you need to while I'm putting this down, setting up our poll, you may type that in the chat. Kimberly says, I have experience as an individual banker with the credit union, but I don't know about business. Okay, same here, same with me. Okay, so we will have two options to vote from. And it will be credit union or regular bank. And so, what our two options would be if you want to vote by putting a hashtag. Now, the voting is only for members only. If you wanted to vote uh, via hashtag, you can put it in the chat for which one that you would like. You can, if you want the credit union, you can put hashtag credit. If you want the regular bank, you can put hashtag bank. And let me put the link in the chat where you'll be able to click on the link to vote. You can vote that way as well. And the link is currently in the chat. F.R. Humphrey says, no business experience with credit union or bank. Okay. My Renaissance Grammar says, I have experience with business at the credit union, but co-op will be different, so I can't speak on it. Okay. Buy your sugar. Did our liaison happen to say which one they went with? No, he did not. Um, I'm trying to remember. No, he did not. He did not. Crafty Leo, welcome in, Crafty Leo. Thank you for being here. She said, hey, y'all. So I use a credit union for personal and business. You can expect the same as individual banking with them. Okay. Thank you for your input, Crafty. I appreciate it. What I can do, members, is note to ask our liaison to give us a little bit more input on that to see which one he would prefer. I was hoping that if we had some accounting or other business owners that have had experience in that we can like get some firsthand information from them so that it'll help us make a decision based on their business experience. But I don't personally, I don't have any contacts for that matter to help me with that. Only person that we would have was with which would be Bones, the liaison. So I can ask him which he prefer, which one does he think that we should go with. So let me put my Hey Miss Kathy, welcome in. Thank you for being here. Miss Kathy is another one of our members. At this time, Miss Kathy, we are just trying to decide whether we would prefer a bank or a credit union based on from what the information that we've gathered prior to the meeting and the information that we've gathered in the chat. Um, it seems that credit unions offer a little bit more perks. So, based on your research and the information that we've gotten today, we're just trying to decide if we want to do a credit union or a regular bank. Okay, Rachel says, I think the interest rates are better at credit unions, but I don't have any experience with a credit union. Okay, Ms. Kathy says a credit union doesn't open business accounts. Oh, really? There must be certain banks, because I know I do. I don't want to say the credit union that I use, but they do have a business. They do have a business. They do have an option for you to open up a business account. Oh yeah, credit. Yeah, correct to say that's false, and F400 said, yeah, Navy Federal does. Yes, most credit unions are owned by the most credit unions are owned by the members. Yeah, I know. I used to bank with Navy Federal, and they do. Maybe not all of them. I'm not sure about that. Yeah, some of them probably don't, but I know Navy Federal does. I know. I don't know if this one is just local to the South, but um, or just for teachers. But the Teachers Federal Credit Union does in um, Louisiana, and I don't even know if Baton Rouge Telco is still open, but they were a credit union and they did. Did everyone have a chance to vote? Okay, so in some while we're waiting, I'm gonna give y'all a few more seconds while we're waiting. Some information that I did find out just by looking at the unions. It does says that by being part of a union, that they offer you lower fees than a regular traditional banking account does. They try to make sure that they give you the best interest rate, and they try to offer you like different solutions based on what you need. So they try to be more personable with their members, unlike unlike traditional banks. I mean, traditional banks you can go in and talk to someone, but credit unions are usually smaller, and so you're usually able to develop a relationship with the purple with the people you're going in there and talk with, and they're usually more knowledgeable about that bank. And so once we do open up the bank account, well, before you open it up, there are certain things that you would need. You would need like your articles of organization. Some require your EIN numbers. So we would need that information. Okay, so seems like everyone has voted and we have decided on going with the credit union versus a bank. Okay, I'll share with you my screen. That shows like what Google suggests as best credit unions for business accounts. So let me share that screen with you guys. Okay, so just give it a minute. Then wouldn't we bank in the same state that the co-op is registered in? Not necessarily, because I think we are registered in Minnesota. Our treasurer is in a different state, so it's possible that we can bank in a different state. What I would suggest is whatever bank that we pick, that it's a bank that our treasurer can get to. But you can always do you can always do online banking. So we need to make sure that most of our transactions can be done um, if you don't have a location in the state that you're in, that you're able to do online banking. So ideally, it will be good to do have a bank in the same state we're filing in, but not necessarily. That's just my opinion. Therefore, I say most credit unions or co-ops, we will have to qualify to become a member. Yep, you do have to fill out an application to become part of a credit union. I thought it was. I'm sorry, not Minnesota. Yeah, Missouri. You're right, my Renaissance grandma. It's Missouri. Okay, so you guys, these are just a few. I'm pretty sure there are more, but these are just a few options. It's a DCU, which is Digital Federal Credit Union. And just a brief description, it says that they offer small businesses that want a simple, free, interest bearing checking account. They also have America First Credit Union. And we can click on any of these if any of you guys are interested in it. There's Navy Federal Credit Union. And if I'm not mistaken, years ago I was part of Navy Federal Credit Union. I think that you have to be, if you're not part of the military or something like that, then the only way that you could become part of Navy Federal is if you are a family member of someone that is in the service. But we can always click on it and find out more information about that. Los Angeles Federal Credit Union and First United Credit Union. And what I'll do here is, since we are, hey, the Buff Files, welcome in, credit unions in Missouri. trying to see a list of credit unions. Okay, well, they just gave me a whole bunch of them. So you got Navy Credit Union, that's and down south too. Main Street Credit Union, Missouri Central Credit Union, Blue Current Credit Union, and these are just a list of credit unions that are in Missouri. First Community Credit Union. How about I put the best? Because it's going to list all of them. Okay, so this is a more compromised list, more comprised list. So you got All True Credit Union, Riverways, United Credit Union, Navy Federal again, Neighbors Credit Union. Neighbors is pretty good. I know a lot of people that are with Neighbors. St. Louis Community, Telcom Credit Union, Together Credit Union, Vantage Credit Union. Who is that? About a beating on my wall. And Community America Credit Union. Okay, let's take a look at Navy Federal and see what other requirements to be a part of their credit union. I'm not familiar with any of those, so cannot offer any advice. Let's see. I'll go back. Yeah, the only ones that I'm familiar with on this page is Navy Federal and Neighbors. Are there any that you guys are familiar with that you want to look up? Okay, so let me share this tab. To qualify for a business account at Navy Federal Credit Union, all business owners must first be individual members of the union with accounts in good standing, meaning that to be a member before opening a business account, meaning you have to be a member before opening a business account, you must meet the membership criteria, which typically includes being a military service member. That's what I thought, because years ago I was able to get it because um, I was a family member that was part of the military. So that one, and that's a lot to require that every person that's part of our co-op would have to be a member of Navy Federal, so that's a lot to consider. So if we was to go with Navy Federal, then that means everybody would have to have an account in good standing in order for the co-op to be a part of Navy Federal. FR says there's a Navy Federal here locally. Okay, that's good. I have heard of Navy Federal, but don't know which. It's a real. I've had my experience with it. My credit union does do business accounts. Okay, I've had experience with Navy Federal. It was wonderful. Um, Only reason why I didn't do it is because years ago when I did it, I was living up north, and then when I moved back down south, it wasn't a Navy Federal where I was, but now they have expanded. So I don't know if we were to go with Navy Federal, then that means everyone that's part of the co-op would have to get an account at Navy Federal in order for it to qualify, and um not to discourage it, but I just want everybody to know, just in case, know the information, just in case we decided we wanted to go with them. Okay, so the other one that I was familiar with is Neighbors Credit Union. Let's see, everyone or just someone named on the account. Well, it says the business owners. So any the people whose names are listed as listed on our when we go to file for our business name. So that will be um, your president, our vice president, secretary, and treasurer. So those four people will have to have personal accounts at Navy Federal in order for our business to have a account at Navy Federal. And then on top of that, in order for us to qualify, if none of us are military, part of the military, a member of the military service, then we can't qualify unless you have a family member that's a part of the military service. So it's not that every member in our co-op would have to get one. It's just that, the people the business owners or the people who are listed on the paperwork for our business would have to have accounts on there. I'm trying to click on, oh, it's right here in my face. Okay. So the only one at Navy Federal Credit Union. So the other one was hey G Hud, welcome in. What was the name of it? Neighbors. And these are I'm just going off of ones that are in Missouri. And I just picked these two because I'm familiar with it, but we can look at the other ones and we can do some more research on the ones that we're not familiar with and that are not in Missouri. Okay, in order for you to qualify for a business account at Neighbors Credit Union, you typically need to be within their field of membership, which means having an employee at your company who is already a member. Okay, so all we need is just at least one person that's part of the business that's already a member, or your business operating within a specific geographic area served by the credit union, which okay, we know that we have them members all over, so I'm pretty sure we'll hit that. You will also need to provide your documentation like your EIN number, your business license, your personal identification number, the authorized signatures, and demonstrate the business financial stability depending on the type of account you're applying for. So, Neighbors Credit Union is as in as Navy Federal. Okay. So, anybody y'all wanted to look at any other of these? Let me show the list for the best credit unions in Missouri before I go on to just searching credit unions that are outside of Missouri. Hey, Miss J.K. Gardner, welcome in. Okay, let's see. Okay, here's a list of other credit unions. There is, hey Gina, welcome in. We said these earlier. There's the DCU, the Digital Federal Credit Union. There's Navy Federal again, Consumers Credit Union, America's First Credit Union, First Tech Credit Union, First United Credit Union, Los Angeles Federal Credit Union, Redwood Credit Union, Boeing's Employment Credit Union, and North one. I'm probably moving too fast, but those are the ones at the top. And then if I don't just put best ones in, then they'll put up a whole bunch of credit unions, which will come up with some of the names that you guys already know. So if I just put credit unions, then there's Blue Vine. That's a credit union? No, that's just business checking account. Hey Sylvia, welcome in. Let's see. Credit unions for business accounts. I realized that I stopped sharing the screen. I'm trying to pull this up. Okay, let me start back sharing my screen so you guys can see what I see. Okay, so I just did a Google search on credit unions for small business accounts. So there is, and it's doing my location. So it'll pull up some local stuff here in Arizona. There's one AZ Credit Union. Can y'all see me? Oh, I don't know why it went blank. Okay, so there's one AZ Credit Union. There's Arizona Financial Credit Union, Navy Federal Credit Union, Credit Union West, APG Federal Credit Union, USC Credit Union. And these are doing based on my location where I am. FR Humphrey says some credit unions have shared branch networks, so even if they're in another state, you can go to a local CU and to do business. Right. I don't want to do best, and I don't want to do near me because it's only going to do Arizona. So it keeps pulling up what's next to me. Yeah, it keeps pulling up based on my location. Credit unions based on my location. So credit unions, and I'm gonna just put in the United States. Okay, so you got consumer credit unions, digital federal credit union. We said that one already. Suncoast Credit Union, Mountain American Credit Union. That's the same one, USC. And then that's other banks. We don't want that. We want credit unions. Safe Credit Union, All In Credit Union, Global Credit Union. If you guys want to throw out the names of some credit unions that you're familiar with, and I can pull them up and read off the requirements to be a part of it, that would be good. Not FR. My Renaissance says, whichever ones we're considering, can you do some reviews and custom reviews of them? Yes. We definitely can do that. Y'all give me some suggestions of some of credit unions, like the ones that we've went briefly looked at so far. Like nobody's really familiar with them except for the Navy Federal and the neighbors. Um, Let me go back to the ones that say were the best credit unions. Where's that article I had earlier? Okay, this one. So this one will give you like side by side comparison and reviews. We can click on the reviews of some of them. Trying to get to the
That's some good stuff though. I got most of the stuff now.
oh, how you did it.
But I ain't do all this stuff, but some of the stuff I just couldn't figure out. But I figured out.
Okay. Uh so for instance, if we pick the digital federal credit union, it's the best for free interest bearing business checking, offers a single business checking account that's free and earns interest, free access to more than 80,000 ATMs nationwide. Also, let's see, its headquarters is in Massachusetts.
You ain't got no fries?
And here, let's read a review. Oh, that's not them. We're looking at DCU. Where did they go? Okay. Customer review for DCU credit union. So what I basically would need is some suggestions besides only one that I know about that's I can really vouch for is the neighbors, but I would need to get some more suggestions from you guys so we can look and weigh the options. Digital. Okay, this one, the DCU, they don't have any good customer ratings. Their customer ratings is really bad for Digital Federal Credit Union. And then none of us know anything about that one. So let me see if they have Baton Rouge Telco business account. Okay, Baton Rouge Telco still does have it. So this, I've used Baton Rouge Telco. Am I sharing my screen? Share this tab instead. I've used Baton Rouge Telco Federal Credit Union before. Great as well. It was easy for me to qualify as a individual because I was in school and the school banked with them, and so that allowed me to open up an account with them. So let's see what You have to qualify if you would want to open a business account with them. We have about 15 more minutes. If anybody else has any suggestions for any banks,
Wong Wong Chi.
Kimberly says, I can't pronounce it, but Embarcadero Federal Credit Union and S5 Credit Union. I have individual experience with these two. Patelco Union, I had heard of. Okay. FR Humphrey says, First Florida Credit Union, they have business account, nonprofit checking. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how much of that you heard me say, but I was on mute the whole time. I was saying, you guys, that with the telco, um, I was telling you guys that all you needed, if you wanted to be part of the telco, all we needed was the EIN number, the articles of incorporation, ID for the people who will be signing, have signatures on the account, utilities to bill or other documents showing the proof of the physical address for the business, and whatever the minimum deposit for, depending on the type of account that that you're trying to open. Okay, so now for the one that Kimberly suggested. Okay, that one is in based in California based, and it says anyone can open an account. Um, let's see. I smell it. You smell it? Okay, the same thing for opening with the um, business account that Kimberly said. All you need is your EIN number, documents to prove your business, which will be like your articles of confederation and your business license. And we have to sign an ownership agreement and provide ID for the primary and secondary people who will be signing for the account and whatever the minimum deposit. And that one is based in California. And I'm trying to find the other one that she's talking about. See if I can pull it up. I'm gonna look at these other two, and then what I would suggest is that we go do some more research and come up with some more suggestions. SF Fire Credit Union. It's the same thing. A valid driver's license. Oh wait, yeah, valid driver's license, proof of residency. So it looks like you have to be a resident of that state, which SF Fire Credit Union in San Francisco. We have to have someone is that's on the account that's a resident of San Francisco, San Mateo, or Marin County. So you have to have an ID for that. Have your business tax ID number, um, and the IDs for those who will be authorized signatures on the account and the. So that's for that one. And the last one would be First Florida Credit Union. So for these ones that I'm reading off to you that we're going over, we can look at the customer reviews for those. And then what I would suggest is we all go back and do some more research to see if we want to add some more to this pot. And then we can narrow it down to which ones that we would like to use. So to open a business account at the First Florida Credit Union, you'll need it says the business must be located within First Florida's field of membership. So we won't qualify for that. All business owners and signees must be eligible for a membership. All accounts with First Florida must be in good standings. The business must be listed as active on Sunbiz. Each account owner and signer must have a valid identification such as a driver's license, passport, military ID, the social security number of each account owner and signer, and a valid social security number, articles of confederations, certificate of good standing, and a copy of your Florida's fictitious name certificate if applicable required. So, in order to be a part of that credit union, the FR suggested the business has to be within Florida, and we're not, so we wouldn't be able to do that one. Okay, so customer reviews. So I would need to show you guys customer reviews for Baton Rouge Telco. I need to show you for uh, Let me put up her comment because I cannot say it. I cannot pronounce it. But the bank from San Francisco, and give me 1 second, y'all. I'm trying to scroll down to her. Here it is. Those two banks. So we need to add some more banks to this. I mean, to some more credit unions. I keep saying banks. Some more credit unions to this list so that we can explore some more options. So what I would ask is you guys come up with some more suggestions so that we can look up some more banks at the next meeting. I don't know if we want to look at these reviews because these reviews are based on people that are members. What? So, and it's on their website, so they may only post the good stuff, which looks like on here everybody's posting five stars, saying that they're good. Of course, they're not gonna post bad stuff about them. Let's look at birdeye.com. Wallet Hub is usually good too. Okay, so they have 5 star as well on Bird Eye. Let's see about Wallet Hub. They only have 4 reviews. I will do some more research on them. I mean, the reviews that I see are good, but I would still go back and look at some more. Let me see about the other two. San Francisco Fire Credit Union reviews. San Francisco Fire Credit Union, they have on a 3.5, 3.5 star on Yelp, but they have a 5 star on Reddit. Wallet Hub, pretty good, 4.1 star. Okay. And the other one is okay, this is the last review we'll look at. Put the shade down, Ryan. Oh, EMBARCADERO. Okay, on Yelp, they have a 3.6 star. That lady saying she's been a member for 10 years. They used to be First Pacific CU. Let's see if they have a wallet hub. Okay, the Better Business. This is not a is not Better Business accredited, so we can't see what their rating is on the Better Business Bureau. But Wallet Hub, that's not them. So the only review for them on Yelp seems to be pretty good. So we need some more options. We need some more options, you all. We need some more options. Hey Juba, welcome in. So I'm actually gonna stop there as we have reached our time slot. Well, almost six. It's 6:21. So in about 15 more minutes, uh, we will have an open floor for any suggestions, comments, or anything anyone would like to suggest for the next meeting. As far as banking, we need some more options as far as banking is concerned. If you guys have any connections with any accountants or anything, I would ask that you guys reach out to them, because most of us don't have any experience with credit unions as a business. If you have any friends that have businesses and they use credit unions, let's reach out to them and gather as much information as we can and come back and compile this so that we can form some type of list that we can grab from. So far today, the only thing that we were able to look at was Baton Rouge Telco Neighbors Credit Union, San Francisco uh, Credit Union, and I can't pronounce it, the E word that's on your screen that Kimberly suggested. Those four are good options, and we do meet the criteria to um, have an account there. We just need to do more research and find out more about it because we don't really know much about those four, but we do qualify for accounts there. So anybody have any more suggestions for banks? If not, then we are going to I'll leave the floor open as we schedule our next meeting, which will be in 2 weeks from today. 2 weeks from today will be February 23rd, and that will put us in compliance with having 2 meetings a month. Um, what I would suggest right now, and this is just my suggestion, and you guys can give me your feedback on it. Um, at this point, since we've already done the bylaws, at this point we're just in the process of making sure that we have everything incorporated with them. Once the liaison look it over and we file it, we can decrease our meetings to once a month. Um, we can decide on that at the next meeting because there's no need for us to meet twice a month if we've gotten the bulk of the business together. So be thinking about that. Next meeting, guys, remember, bring in your suggestions for some more credit unions. Right now, we only have 4 on the table, and we're going to do some more research about that. If anyone haven't received their final drafts of the Articles of Confederations, uh, the bylaws, I'm sorry, please let me know, and I will send that out to you. I sent them out to everyone after our last meeting. But if there isn't anything else, if all hearts and minds are clear, our next meeting will be scheduled for February 23rd, same time, 5 p.m. Mountain Time, 6 Central, 7 Eastern Standard Time, and we will continue discussing banking options for our co-op. All hearts, minds are clear. Everyone says clear, clear, clear. Good job, good job. I thank everyone for being here. I appreciate you all. Don't forget to do your research for next meeting. I will update you guys if I get any information back from the liaison between now and our next meeting. So those of you who have turned in your email information, I'll communicate back and forth with you that way. If you have not submitted that information, you can send it to bayousugargarden@gmail.com so that you can remain abreast of everything and be current of everything as it is happening instead of being having to wait until the meeting. But with that being said, at this point, any closing remarks from anybody? We see all hearts and minds are clear. Thank you guys for coming in. This will officially conclude our meeting for the co op. You guys have a good night. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And I will see you guys on the 23rd. Meeting adjourned. Have a good night, everyone.